We glide past the skeletons of ships, metal ribs showing above the water. Many of the shipwrecks have become small islands filled with sediment over the years. Now they're alive with trees and shrubs growing out of them.
To some people, this may look like trash, but to animals, it's structure and function and habitat.
What do you think happens when you push that button right there?
I think that the traffic is supposed to stop, so a person can walk. Does it do that?
It doesn't do that.
I can believe that. Half in D.C. A lot of things in D.C. do not work.
Another man who rode away on his bike before I could get his name told me he knew the buttons were ineffective, but he pushed it anyway.
So why'd you push it there, if you know the answer?
Hope springs eternal.
Kids, village school! Village kids! Village school! Village kids! Village school!
That's the sound of dozens of families marching in the street of the Columbia, Maryland neighborhood Pointers Run. They don't want the county to change school boundaries, and they aren't the only ones. They say the plan would separate kids within the same neighborhoods and disrupt their education. A parent at the march put it this way.
This board is moving from crisis to crisis.
Rel was eventually rushed to Children's National Hospital in the district because of the severity of his wounds.
She saved my baby. Those were my words to the doctors. Yes, I hear everything you're saying, the breakdown of it. Save my baby. And they were looking at me like, you realize he got shot in the head. Save my baby.
State Senator Susan Lee of Montgomery County is a proponent of bringing more data into the child custody process. Maryland is one of the first states to begin the process of recommending legislation using scientific data. All of this to help judges, Lee says,
to equip decision makers to be more accurately informed, unbiased, and fully confident that they're making, these incredibly complex, life-altering determinations on behalf of these children.
The car would vibrate with sound.
And I'd find a rhythm and tell my mom, stay with that channel.
Were you a NSYNC or a Backstreet Boys kind of guy?
Oh, I can't pick one.
DeMarco can't hear music, but he can feel the vibrations thumping through his body. That's why he was always asking his mom to turn up the music, pump up the bass.
I showed Annandale resident Sean Barnett the logo side by side. Can you tell what this is?
Washington Nationals.
No. That's the Washington Nationals. What is this?
Oh, is that Walgreens?
Yes.
Oh, very close.
Yes.
A group of men takes turns firing shotguns at orange clay pigeons at the Isaac Walton League skeet shooting range in Centerville on a Friday morning.
This is the retired crew. They call us the geezers.
They use their own shotguns, a joy if you appreciate a well-crafted firearm.
Solomita says people who compare intergender wrestling to domestic violence are missing one major difference: consent.
No one is forcing us into a position. We are here showing up saying that we are empowered, powerful women here for a fight. Nobody's accused me of being a lady that needs help opening a jar. I can break the jar myself.
Their Underground Railroad Experience Tour includes an hour-long hike in the woods and open fields. It's supposed to remind visitors of an enslaved person's journey to freedom. Tour guide Mike Petty stands with a group of senior citizens outside a makeshift slave cabin rebuilt in the 1970s. It's one room, the size of a shed.
And somebody was asking how many people live there. How many do you think live there?
10.
Yeah, as many as 10 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Exactly.
Chris is a canine handler with the TSA. Chris still has to work, but he's not getting paid. That feeling of falling short, through no fault of his own, has left Chris wondering about his identity as a breadwinner.
As a father and a husband, I'm the provider. What if my kids get cold at night because I can't keep the heat on? What if I have to hear my kids' stomachs growling? I'm supposed to take care of my family. And if I can't do that, that's where it's mentally bothering me.
It's clear this year's Nats have a chemistry that rubs off on the fan experience, from Baby Shark to Dancing in the Dugout to all of the winning. Charlotte Clymer says there's something altruistic about this team and how its players support one another.
What makes this year so special for the Washington Nationals is that this is clearly a team of selfless players.
A playful slap from one kid led to a more serious one from Ashton, leading to an angry punch and eventually tears.
Can't you walk away?
No.
Why not?
They hit me. I'm going to defend myself.
And you can't walk away. You can't walk away before it gets to that point.
No.
If you don't know what a Watergate salad is, you're not alone. We asked listeners what they thought was in it, and here's what we got.
Cottage cheese and carrots and Jell-O.
You need Cool Whip.
Old Bay seasoning.
I'm blanking on the name. Little cherries that you get in your fancy cocktails.
Entire crab.
Watergate salad is made of concrete and white people.
The outdoor beer garden is completely decked out for the holiday season. I walk through this big circle of lights to get inside. I'm greeted by these 2 6-foot tall reindeer, all lit up, and they're guarding this massive snow globe display. Everything is sparkling. I head over to a section that's filled with Christmas trees. So what are you guys looking for?
We're kind of looking at this type, whatever that one is. That's our goal.